Welcome back to my realm, Visionaries. I'm back, your boy, and basically today's about quite an interesting topic that I talk about today. A topic which has been annoying me and loads of other Muslims for quite a while, like it's nothing new, just had to be addressed, and obviously in a time like this, it's quite serious, That topic is the Muslim youth. I know, very big topic. So now when I say Muslim youth, I'm not referring to Muslims in like back home, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, etc. I'm on about Muslims who are living in the West, UK, Canada, US, all that sort of stuff. Pretty simple stuff, right? So as we know, Muslims living in those countries, they struggle, alright? Because it's not a Muslim country, so rules are going to be different. Loads of haram things are normalized in those societies. Loads of like halal things which are promoted in Islamic countries are seen as weird in those Western societies. So a few examples of this would be, let's see, drugs, sex before marriage, drinking, clubbing, all that sort of stuff, which is obviously haram in Islam, but obviously the Western society, I can't speak today, the Western society is promoting that sort of stuff and normalizing it, which obviously makes it a lot difficult for us Muslims to, control ourselves and the temptations which are around us. Now, as a minority in this Western society, we need to understand that we are not like the Kafirs, the non-Muslims. We are Muslims, right? We worship and are slaves to Allah. And for this reason, we need to understand that we do not worship celebrities. We do not worship athletes, pop stars, rappers, movie stars, any of that sort of stuff, right? Because obviously it's fine if you're inspired by them, but there's a level, there's a limit. People are like, I want to be like this guy, I want to be exactly like this guy. First of all, you don't know the behind the scenes, and be yourself. Be yourself. You don't want to be someone else. Plus, those guys are not Muslims. That's the other thing. Like I said, we're slaves to Allah, not the celebrities, not the media. I know it's very hard to get over this temptation where it's advertised everywhere, where you have to be like a celebrity, a supermodel, etc. All that stuff is promoted in Western society, but obviously as Muslims we need to take one step back, think in our heads, what are we? We are Muslims. Who do we worship? Allah. So we need to remember that at all times. People need to realize this, because only Allah can bring happiness to your lives. It's very simple stuff. A few other issues which have really annoyed me and loads of other Muslims in the past few years has been sorry about that. So the issues we have been facing recently, for years actually, is where families mix up tradition with Islam, which makes no sense, because a lot of traditions are against Islam. It's a weird thing. Even my family does it a bit, but obviously it's our job to teach the youngsters that what true Islam is. Loads of people just won't accept it because of tradition. They value tradition too much, but they need to realize that tradition is not Islam. Tradition is something completely different from Islam. Tradition is not wrong, right? But it's where you mix in a few Islamic beliefs with tradition, put it together, that's where it goes wrong. And what's worse is when you bring those two things, when you bring Islam, tradition, into Western culture, that's three things you're mixing up, it becomes very overcomplicated. So my advice would be just stick to Islam and try and keep it halal in the Western society. Tradition's fine, just don't mix it up with Islam. That's what I say. Relationships between men and women, that's another issue which is very common as well. It's nowadays society promotes you to go out of your way to get into a relationship or something, you know, which obviously can lead to zina and that, so which is haram, you know, it isn't a good thing for us Muslims, you know. Problem is with the youths these days, I've noticed, is that they find Islam boring, repetitive, very outdated. Okay, that's what a lot of the youth think about, you know. What they need to realize is that Islam is not just a religion, it's a way of life. You know, it's the ideal life, which people need to realize. But obviously people won't understand that because they too into the Western culture, which is destroying their minds. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was the first anti-racist. He was the first person to stand up to equal rights between men and women. And bear in mind, this was around, which year was this? I believe it was 610 AC. Please correct me if I'm wrong. This is just something I've just searched up, so correct me if I'm wrong. Just write in the comments below if I'm wrong about that. We need to teach the Islamic youth about Islamic history, alright? Because what loads of youngsters are missing these days is the understanding of Islam. Like, they know they have to read Quran, they have to pray 5 times a day, they know they have to fast, they know they have to do Hajj, they know the 5 pillars, but they don't know the history behind religion. They don't have that knowledge, which is what the youngsters need. Because I'll be honest, back in my days, I never really took Islam seriously. Then after I did a bit of research about it, started watching lecture videos and all that sort of stuff, I got into it a lot more. It was a lot easier for me to pray, because at that point I knew what I was praying for. I had the understanding, and that's what the youth are missing these days. Like, when they go mosques, they need to be taught this sort of stuff. It's very important for them to know this, especially because they're following this religion. They don't get told about this stuff, which is a very common issue amongst the youngsters. We need to teach these youngsters how to have fun without having a girlfriend. We need to teach these youngsters how to have fun without drugs. We need to teach these youngsters how to have fun without clubbing. Like, there's loads of people in the world do it without that sort of stuff. If they can do it, I'm pretty damn sure you can do it as well. Alright? If I can do it, I'm pretty sure all of you can. Obviously, I'm not perfect. Alright? I've made mistakes as well, but obviously I want to change myself. I want to better myself as a Muslim and as a person overall, you know. So that is the reason I'm making this channel. This will be like a journey for me, you know. Since day one up to a certain point, you'll see the difference. The youth really need to realize the importance of being a good Muslim. That's the thing, because the day we die, that's it. It's over. We can't repent when we're dead. When we're dead, it's over. It will be too late. Very simple, you know. People need to keep in mind, are you prepared to die tomorrow? Because if you think about it, that's the only thing which is guaranteed in life: death. Alright, so the question you need to ask yourself is, are you ready to die? And if not, why are you not ready? Alright, if you're not ready for death tomorrow, alright, then you need to make a change. Not tomorrow, not the day after, not next week. Now. Now's the time. A very simple message. Anyways, I appreciate you all for watching this, and please subscribe, like the video, and goodbye.